Hello everybody and welcome back to Animal Crossing City Folk. It's Christmas! Christmas Day, that is. And we got one letter from our snowman. Singing this snowman to keep you company. Hey! So we built a snowman and got a snowman. Good. We won't get replies to the letters we sent, at least for until around, I think, 6 is when Pete goes around to deliver mail. Something like that. It's sometime later. It's like 5, so... I didn't honestly expect anything, so... And not back today, anyway. I'm just happy we actually sent out letters to our animals for once. As much as most of them were literally just, you know, happy toy day! Hope you have a good toy day! It's toy day! You know. Because technically today is toy day. Jingles around Toy Day Eve. Because, I mean, that's when Santa's around. And I do hope all of you out there are having a good Christmas. So we have a rare piece of hi-fi stereo. Fair enough. I myself don't know how my Christmas is even gonna go yet, because it's the 24th. It is 5 a.m. on the 24th. So I still get basically another full day to go. They sniff. Though, you know. I really don't know much what to say. I could just rant about Pokemon. I've been playing a lot of it lately. You know, I kind of want to, because there's one thing I want to bring up for anyone who wants to get into competitive and such. Never underestimate hidden power. This is more appropriate when it comes to monotype teams, but if you're doing just even general competitive teams, if you've noticed your team has a big weakness hole, if you have a few special attackers that you don't know what to put for their 4th move, that isn't going to help you for that weakness hole, you may as well throw on a hidden power that covers it. Now I know you might be thinking, hidden power has 60 power, it's useless. It's not. Because the idea is to carry it for your weakness. So for instance, if you're going up against... This is more in the case of a mono-type team. But say you have a poison-type mono team. Well, you're going to want hidden power fighting or fire. And that turns your 60 power hidden power into a 120 power fire or fighting move. Because weaknesses. Oh, hey, Amelia. Hey, kiddo. Think it's time for me to make a change, Woomy. So maybe my catchphrase needs a makeover. What do you think, Woomy? Sure. That's great. Let's see. Needs to be more Splatoon related. She is staying a weeb. Oh, that's spelled so wrong. There. That doesn't look right. That doesn't look right. I'm gonna casually look it up. Fresh. No, that is right. Okay. It just looks wrong. Stay fresh! It looks wrong. Why do English words look wrong a lot? Watch that actually be wrong, and I'm just reading it. Sounds great. So stay fresh. Get lots of attention when I use it. Stay fresh. Yes, you will. Oh, hey, there's Snowball. Is it being pushed? No. Okay. I thought it was. Like, I literally, with Hidden Power, just kind of had this argument with my oldest brother, who is one in the camp of, oh, it's useless because it only has 60 power. But he's also constantly complaining about how his mono-type poison team can't beat steel types. Yeah. Which it's kind of petty of me, but I did actually go and build a poison-type mono team, and I've yet to come up against a steel team. But if I do, I've got 2 hidden power fires, I've got a Salazzle with flamethrower. I'm pretty set. I also have a Nidoking with earth power for those cases where they're grounded steel types. Like, my poison team is really built for tackling steel types and rock types, because those give poison the hardest time. Aside from other poison types. Oh, Pete's out and about now. Okay, so we might have letters by the time we get home. I don't know exactly how he works. But I imagine we'll probably just have them tomorrow, because he would have been delivering them today, so he'd be picking up the... Pete! Don't you... Pete! 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 No! No, where is my net? You bugger! Interrupting the money rock! Ah. Darn it, Pete. My inventory's full anyway. I'll be back for this. Need to go to the museum and get these fossils identified and go sell them and the gyroids. We're missing out on 4,000, possibly 8,000 bells because of you, Pete. Grumble, grumble. But like I said, it is rather petty of me that I'm literally looking for steel-type teams just so I can beat it, just so I can shove it in his face. But I honestly don't really care. I am kind of a petty person. And I know what I'm talking about when it comes to Pokemon battling. Which sounds really sad. But it's true. I mean, I sat and figured it out. I've been competitively battling for 5 years. And competitive team building for 6. Like, I know what I'm doing. I've seen the meta shift. I still use some Pokemon that used to be in higher tiers in those higher tiers. Because they still work. Like, Slowbro still puts in work in Overused. Like, a good Slowbro will still put in work in Overused with ease, even though he's, I believe, never used right now. And I do remember a day when Slowbro was in OU. I can see why he isn't. And it's because we got a really good influx of good electric types. That really put a damper on Slowbro. Like Xurkitree, for one. Xurkitree just wrecks Slowbros. And then gets a Beast Boost off of it. So I can understand why he's not OU anymore. But he can still put in work there. Same with Mamoswine. Mamoswine might be UU, but not long ago it was OU. And it does still put in a ton of work in OU. As much as people would try and tell you it's bad for OU because it's in UU. Like, for the most part, that way of thinking works. Like, if you build a team for Overused with only Overused Pokemon, it'll still be a pretty good team. Like, if you build an Overused team out of one Overused Pokemon and a bunch of UU, NU, RU, and PU Pokemon, it might not be the best team. Unless you're using old OU Pokemon. In which case, you will likely still be able to hold your own. Rather nicely. Because that's kind of the thing. The tiering system is there to help Pokemon battles stay more balanced. But that doesn't mean that there aren't great Pokemon at lower tiers. I've kind of got on to just talking about general Pokemon now. But yeah, the general way to think about hidden power is if you're carrying it for type coverage, for dealing with something you cannot deal with the rest of your team. Don't think of it as a 60 power move, because you're not carrying it to be normally effective on something. You're carrying it to be super effective on something, making it 120 power, effectively. It's kind of the same with a lot of the, actually, I don't think it would be 150. It would be 90. Because super effective moves are 1.5 times. They used to be 2 times. Now they're 1.5. Hidden power used to be a lot better. At least I think. Or is that crits? No, crits used to be 2 times, and now they're 1.5 times. I'll keep things straight. There is a lot of changes that are made between the games. This is going to be the body of our snowman. Just going to push it all the way up to where that other one is. Yeah, super effective is 2 times. Crit is 1.5 times. Used to be 2 times. That's what it is. Hidden power still used to be a lot better. Especially back in the day before the physical special split. Because its type, if I remember correctly, its type would dictate whether it was physical or special. So, if you had, say, you know, you could put hidden power fighting on, say, a Flareon, and it would be able to use it really well. Nowadays, no. You can't put hidden power fighting on a Flareon. I don't know why you would, but that's just a for instance. With Flareon, it would probably be... Let's think. What type of hidden power would you have wanted on a Flareon? That is a good question. Because the only major weakness I can think of that it can't really deal with is water. But old Flareons didn't use fire moves. Not really. Because they just didn't have the special attack for it. And they still don't, but now some fire moves are physical instead of all of them being special attacks. Yeah, if you ever go back to play a Gen 3 or earlier Pokemon game, moves work very differently. Very, very differently than Gen 4 onwards. Let's see, is this right? Sniffle. I'm sorry. I mean to be so emotional. This is a big moment for me. Potential snowman, you wait and you wonder. We formed. I never dreamed I'd wind up so gorgeous. Hooray! I accidentally picked up some flowers. But yeah, back in Gen 3 and earlier, special attacks were basically every evolution type plus dragon. So that being water, electric, fire, psychic, dark, and dragon. Oh, grass, ice, and dragon. Yeah, I'll remember them all. Like, those were special types. Every attack from those types was a special attack. Everything else was physical. And that's honestly probably the best way to remember it, is every evolution type plus dragon is a special attack, Gen 3 and earlier. So, like, if you're looking at, like, say, Flareon and go, well, why didn't anyone use this thing back in the day? I mean, it learns, you know, it learns these physical fire moves that are really good, and it, you know, they weren't physical back then. That's why no one used Flareon. That's why everyone, even with, say, like, XD Gale of Darkness, it's basically considered a challenge run to evolve your Eevee into a Flareon. Like, it's a little sad, honestly, but it's kind of just true of those games. A lot of Pokemon really did not come into their own. Now, a few of them, at that point in time, were broken because of this. Like Slacking. Slacking was really good with Hyper Beam. Because if you got the kill, you could switch out. You didn't have to loaf around a turn. In single player, anyway. So you'd basically get a Slacking, teach it Hyper Beam, And there you go. There's your nuke of just about everything, unless it's a ghost type. And I'm just gonna pick some fruit so I can, let me find the words. So I can clear out so I can make a money bag, basically. There we go. I don't know if I can pick up all this, but I'm gonna see if I can. I'm pretty sure I can't, but... Or I can. Okay. But, yeah, like... The ultimate point is just don't underestimate hidden power. It will do what you need it to do. And quite often, it can still 2-hit KO most things if it's super effective. If it's not, no, it can't. But usually if a move isn't super effective, it's not 2-hit KOing anyway. Unless you're fighting a really frail sweeper, in which case you're probably about to get 1-hit KO'd. Like something like a Darmanitan. You're, you know... If you don't kill it, it's probably about to kill you. That's just kind of how it works. And yes, I know I say kill a lot when it comes to Pokemon, but that's just because it's a simple, easy word to use other than faint. Especially because there's literally a move in Pokemon called Faint. Makes it a little confusing that Pokemon faint and they can use a move called Faint. It's, you know... It's kind of weird. But... yeah. It's just kind of silly to me of how much people hate that move for no real good reason. I mean, the general thing I'll bring up to just about anybody is if hidden power wasn't good, people wouldn't use it. Fuck, put a new lighthouse windmill here in town. Addition will no doubt do wonders for the scenic beauty of our town. Please look forward to it. So you haven't decided yet? I kind of want to have that down before the end of the series. Okay, nothing in there. And we don't have long left. Only 5 more days, I think. 5 or 6. I think 6, actually. Forget how many days are in this month. Okay, we have 6 days left. So we have less than a week left together. For this series. Man, I am honestly quite anxious about moving to a different series. Especially because lately, there's been a lot of you watching. I'm guessing a lot of you are the stream viewers who are coming in to watch, and I really appreciate it. I love making these videos, and I like the fact that a lot of you seem to be watching them now. But that means, honestly, next Sunday, we're not going to be buying even a red turnip. Man, I'm going to miss this place. I mean, I'm still probably going to be playing it off and on, but... I'm going to miss doing these videos. And I know that sounds probably weird, because it's just me sitting down and talking for a while. But honestly, that's just nice to be able to do, is just sit down and talk about something. Even if, quite often, I don't even know what I want to talk about. It's still really nice to just be able to do. And I'm going to put this mush wall away. Before, well, not mush wall, but jingle wall. I already put the mush wall away. Before someone asks for it. Yeah. It's honestly hard to believe this series is coming to a close after so many days. But with that, I'd like to remind everyone, I do have a Patreon should you wish to throw money at my face. There is a link down below if you're interested. If you aren't interested or just don't care, don't have the money, that's perfectly fine. I'm just happy you watched the video. With that said, I thank you all very much for watching, and hope to see you again next time for more Animal Crossing City Folk. See you all then.